I hope you've had a chance to practice your functions. We're going to combine some concepts to talk about classes. Now's a good time to remind you that we often call functions methods, because that's terminology you'll hear a lot when we talk about classes. There are many ways to build a program, but many languages use an approach that we call object-oriented. Rather than write one giant piece of software, we build it out of smaller units. To make it easier to work out what should go where, we use an object model that tries to group code sensibly. Think of your house. Does it have heating or cooling? If we wanted to write a temperature control system for your house, it would make sense to know what temperature it is. If we wanted to make it cooler, we would read the temperature, turn on the cooling, and then wait until the numbers dropped, and then stop. But your house is not the only house. We could write software that would do it for any house. To do that, we need a temperature measurement and a way of changing the temperature. How would that look in code? The temperature variable keeps track of what the temperature of a house is. The setTemperature function, or method, is used to change that. This is representing your temperature control needs in your house as a combination of variables, which reflect what's going on, and behaviours, ways of changing those variables. This is an example of a class because it's defined for any house. A class is just a grouping of variables and functions that are associated with the same thing. Let's look at that in processing. We've filled in the details of the setTemperature function. Now we've told processing that this is going to be a template for building objects that we can use in our code. To use an object, you have to create a new one from a class, and that's very easy in processing, as you can see here. We've created a new object of type tempHouse, and we can use all of the methods inside it by using the name of the variable, a dot, and then the function name, like this. We could have as many functions as we like inside our new class, and every object we create from that class will have the same functions, but their own set of the variables inside that class. Classes are handy because we can group together functions and data, and this gives us the ability to model the real world easily and to let processing do a lot of bookkeeping for us. But we also have control over how our objects are created. This is a special function called a constructor. It gives processing instructions on how to build new objects from this class. In this case, I've said that every house we create starts with the temperature set at 25. You can always tell a constructor because it looks like a function, but it has the same name as the class and has no return type. You should now know enough to go to the Foundations section called Practicing Your Classes in Processing. But, to summarise, we build classes to group functions and data together in a way that will help us to solve our problems. We create objects from classes, and these allow us to create many different versions of the same class, which is great for modelling many real-world situations. I'll see you in the next section.